Hello everyone. Barb here from barbstamps.com with a quick little freebie for you. I do a lot of videos, and in my videos I have labels on the end of my Stampin' Blend markers, and I get a lot of questions about where people can find these labels. I've created this document. You can find it on my blog. I have the link in the description of this video of where to get it. And all you need to do is just print this out just like I have here. It's got all the information about how to proceed to do this. And what I do is I cut this out into strips. As you can see, I'm just cutting between the rows. All right, I've already got that done for all of them. So I'm working on my brights. I put them on the sheet in order of how they are in the catalog. So I started with my brights, then I went to my subtles, then I went to my regals, and then my neutrals, and then some of the extra items that we sell, like the ivory bronze, a color lifter, or the neutrals or naturals as they call them. And I do have labels for those as well. So what I do is I have a little 3/8 inch punch. This can be purchased on Amazon for a very like $8. And I do have a link to this punch in the description of this video also. So all you need to do is just punch out each color, and then we're going to add it to our blend using a mini glue dot. Now I have found that the punch works a little bit better if you have 2 layers of paper with it. So you can see I'm going to bring my little punch in here. I'm going to crop out Granny Apple Dark and Light. I have abbreviated some of these names just because they can be a little long and they didn't actually fit in the space. So then I would separate out each one, throw away the circle that isn't printed. And then all I do is I take my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to pick up this Dark Berry Burst label. I'm going to bring in my mini glue dots, and I'm going to press that onto a dot. Okay, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to add the labels to my glue dots. And then I'm just simply going to pick the label off of my glue dot. Got my Dark Berry Burst here, and then I'm just going to add the label to the end of the marker. Light, and then as you can see, I have them both done. If you want labels on both ends, just print the sheet twice and then do this little procedure twice. Do a couple more here. My dark Granny Apple, my light Granny Apple. Whoops. Again, just pick that off. Pick up the end of the marker and then just add it to the end. Get the light Granny Apple here. Add that to the end. And then you have all the labels on the ends of your markers. So again, I do have the printable document on my blog for you for free, and I have a link to that in the description of this video, along with a link to purchase this little punch. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer. And I do have one more little quick thing to show you about our glue dots, so hang tight. If you guys are like me and you do not like the way glue dots come anymore, where the glue dots are basically, as far as I'm concerned, on the sheet backwards. So instead of being on the roll, they're on the sheet. Now, I'm not a huge fan of that. I like mine to roll out so that they were on the roll, not on the sheet. So this is how I do that. When my glue dot roll is done, I remove the paper. And then I will just snip off my little ribbon here that I use to kind of keep my place. And all I do is I'm going to start, and I'm going to do this backwards. So I'm just going to tape the end to the glue dots, and then I'm just going to roll it basically just backwards. All right. So I'm just rolling this backwards, backwards, backwards. So I'm just going to roll these together just like this. I'm trying to keep it somewhat tight. You can see as it accidentally sometimes it can come a little bit loose, but just be mindful of what you're doing here, and then just roll this onto itself, and you just roll and roll and roll until you have completed the whole thing. And I'm getting towards the end here, so you can see I'm just still rolling them together, kind of like a spirograph, if you will, as you're just kind of going around the whole thing. Getting so close. And here we are to the end. And there we go. So now when I'm unrolling my glue dots, all my dots are on the roll, not on the back of the sheet. And then I just take a little chunk of old ribbon and I just tie it around in a knot, and that kind of keeps my dots, my paper from causing itself a problem. Snip that off. And there they are, ready to go back into my box. So I hope that it helps somebody, and thanks so much for watching.